Welcome to the all-new Ford Lightning. My name is Corey. Today we've got a guest with us, JP. He knows a little bit more about this. Some things that even the internet won't even tell us. What year is this one?
This is 2022.
22.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
We got a 22 Lightning. This is not the extended driven one. This is just 230 miles. 230 miles, about 420 horsepower, a little over 700 foot-pounds of torque. You know, it's different. This is my first electric vehicle I've ever been around, driven, done anything with. So it's going to be different for all of us, especially those who think that the electric way is not the way to go, or they like it. And this is kind of giving you the inside look of what these things are really about. And I'm gonna give it to you an honest perspective. Someone who, I'm a contractor. This is not my daily job, but I do contractor work. So is this a contractor's vehicle? Can you use this every day? That's what we're mainly looking at with this. And we're gonna find out by the end, is it really feasible? Alrighty, we're gonna start with the exterior. We're gonna start with the front right here.
Perfect, I'll pop it.
No, there's actually a button right here. There's a button.
There you go.
Yes. Now, a lot of people are expecting a 5-liter, an EcoBoost, something underneath here, and obviously we do not have that. What we do have is actually quite a bit of room. Underneath here, we do have more areas where you can plug in your items, saws, whatever you got going on. Underneath this right here, you do have the charging port with this. Now here's the gimmick with this whole thing. There's 2 different levels of charging with this truck. The first one is this, just a standard 110 plug. Now the 110 plug will give you roughly 2 to 3 days to charge this bad boy from a dead empty. 2 to 3 days and you got a truck going again. Now, they also give you this adapter right here, almost like a washer dryer adapter, so you can plug it in and get a little bit more charge out of it. But obviously, to get the best out of one of these is to have one of those plugs inside your house. This truck doesn't come with that package. Typically, this is an $800 deal, and you have to get it all installed in your garage. And the garage is roughly about $2,000 by the time it's done with the package, and $2,000, and that's give or take a little bit more, a little less. By the time it's done though, you do have a charging capabilities at your house for, you can't get done with work, come home, plug it in, and next morning you got a full battery. This does have drainage on the bottom, which is nice. You can put ice in here. It does have drainage on the bottom of the tray. Once the drainage just goes through, obviously it just goes out the bottom, and that's about it. There is pretty hard materials. It's not like, I thought I was expecting like plastic, or not even plastic, but like cardboard in front. Remember they used to do cardboard covers over the back of things?
It's pretty sturdy.
It's very sturdy, and it can hold up to 400 pounds, which is pretty nice in the front. 400 pounds worth of stuff, and there's quite a bit of room. I feel like even my chunky ass could fill in this thing.
Oh, you can put a deer in there for sure.
You can definitely put a deer in here. And it has drainage ports.
Exactly.
It has a drainage port for the deer. I like this guy. Other than that, it does have lights. It does have other hooks and stuff on here. It really is pretty feasible for something that doesn't have an engine, obviously. Come over here. This is where everything gets charged. What I was been told, there's only one side of these. I thought the other side would open, but we can only get this one open. Pretty simple. There's even a lock and unlock feature on here. It also has little bars here to tell you where it's charged at and where it's sitting at for percentage. This right here is mainly for that charge unit that you see in there. So you have the top 3 for what you have your house.
I talked to my new car manager, and he said he actually wasn't 100% sure what those were for.
Oh, he what?
He thinks maybe, since it's an all-electric vehicle, that's a diagnostic hookup.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that's what that was.
Oh, so this might be a diagnostic hookup?
Correct.
Okay.
To give you dynos on, powertrain, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's news to me. I thought it was maybe, okay. Cool.
I thought so too, but
It's so new to all of us. We don't even know what we're getting into, honestly. It does have 360 cameras all the way around. I always love this about Fords. They do have the lock panel right here. Push 2 buttons, it locks it. You don't even need the keys on you at all times. That's kind of a nice feature. Oh, okay. It made noises. It was making noises. It does have a step. It doesn't move though. It'd be nice if it moved. Platinum does. It does move on the Platinum. When we come back to the back here, it does have a 6.5 foot bed, right?
Yes.
6.5 foot bed. I like that. That's pretty nice. Lightning. We're gonna drop the tailgate here. So what I like about Fords is they kind of made this very contractor happy. You even got a ruler system here, centimeters and inches. They do have a platform here where you can put your phone, just coffee. And he was telling me that you could put a miter saw back here and it does fit. It does fit in these tracks right here, which that's pretty cool. That's just user friendly. Push this button right here, bring that down, up. Now you can get in and out of it. Probably the best one out of all of them. Nothing too complicated. I like that a lot. Once all together, I believe they told me for towing on this, it was 7,700 pounds or something like that, 7,500 pounds towing, which with the truck weighing a little over 6,000 pounds, and then your payload is a little over 2,200 pounds, you're about gross weight, roughly 8,200 pounds. Yep. That's a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight, especially with your batteries. Huh?
It moves it good.
It does. They do have, on the back here, they do have a charging port on here where you can charge your house, you can plug in your saws, your drills, whatever works for you. It does have that capability. Now, what I was being told is on a full charge on the extended version of this is not the extended, like I said, this is the 230 mile range one. The extended version of this can handle a house. Now, note this is just basing it off of just basic usage. It will support a home for about a week. That's pretty incredible for a battery helping a house out. But then when you need to go somewhere and your battery's flat, you know, it's not like you can throw gas back in it and just keep it going. No grocery runs today, kids. We got to power the house. Other than that, man, this is very, very, very user friendly. You got 4 hooks all the way around, and actually pretty good spots too. These are down low. Those two also do turn into hooks, very good. So those turn into hooks. I mean, this is very user friendly. You know how many times I'm on the back of my tailgate when I'm cutting wood or something, and I lost that's my tape measure in the house or something. Yeah. That is such a nice feature. Yes. They even give you clamps here too to clamp those down. I like that. That is very, very nice. Very user friendly. I like that. I like that a lot. But overall, we're looking at the brand new 2022 F-150, all electric. This is completely new to me. I don't even know how to take it. It looks just like a regular truck, but it does not drive anything like I've ever driven before. We did a quick little trip from where the dealership is to here, and it blew my mind. I actually had a smile on my face, and I don't know, it was a mind stopper. It really is. We're gonna take this thing into the interior, and then we'll just kind of show you guys what the interior has to offer for these newer trucks. So this is the interior. As soon as you walk in, you get displayed with all kinds of graphics on the screen here. It's pretty awesome. Just all the effects it gives you. A full screen here. You got audio, navi. You got favorite settings. It's almost like having a phone with a big screen. Almost like, what is that, iPad? iPad. Yep. It's like having an iPad right here. It's just really informative. Pretty slow. I kind of feel it's a little laggy in some spots, but not as bad as it used to be. It's pretty responsive.
I think it just took a second.
Just take it a second. It's a little slow, it's okay. But it does also tell you as soon as you get in here that you only have, at 80%, you only have 173 miles. 80%, 173 miles. I want to say this right outside. This truck is mainly pertaining to the folks who stay within city limits. Those trucks that stay within their own zone. They don't go the extra mile and go cross country. This is the ideal truck for someone who goes to a job, does their job, and goes home, or goes to 2, maybe 3 jobs in that day. Because let's be realistic, if you only have a range, let's say 200 miles, just say 200 miles. You get there, you lost mileage. You get to where you're going, you have to use your saw or whatnot, that uses miles. That is the biggest problem, I think, with it. It's not 2 separate batteries, it's all one battery that you're continuously absorbing throughout the day. Now, when it comes down to it, this is by far a very, very pretty interior. I love every bit of it. Everything has buttons, we got knobs, and you know how I am, folks. I love my knobs. I don't like pushing screens to get this running. I love how this is 2 separate situations here. Now the shifter in this does tuck away. you can pop this around and give yourself a flat surface. Now, as a contractor like I am, this is brilliant. Sometimes when you're in a truck, you got so much going on, you just need a flat surface. This is the best. This is hands down my favorite part of this whole entire truck. It's just this flat platform. Ford really thought outside the box on this one.
Yes,
storage-wise, pretty deep. You can actually put paperwork in here. You can really utilize this space. There is 2 plugs in here for your phones. Obviously, you got the change table in here. You got a port right here for your phone, which is really nice. It's got 2 plugs right here. There's just a lot going on. You got a 3-prong plug right there. You've got another cigarette plug right there. And you also have tow trailer assist. I don't need that, but whoever does might need it. It's got a lot of good stuff about it. Even with it sitting right here, it doesn't make any noises. Obviously, the truck is not on.
No, you had an auxiliary.
Now it's on.
Now it's on.
Okay.
Big difference.
That's a huge difference. And when it's on, it gives you a completely different screen. It tells you your range, how hot this thing is getting, your miles. It's got a lot of good information, even your battery temperature. Though my biggest question about this is, does it wear out the battery? Like today is what? I don't know, what's the temperature? 91 outside. Yesterday was what, 110, 112?
It was 115 in my truck.
115 yesterday. How badly, I mean, does it hurt it that badly on here?
So I believe that Ford has put a lot of insulation into it.
Okay.
To kind of help protect the battery from, exterior elements.
Okay.
The heat, I don't think is that big of a deal. The cold is what gets you.
What cold is what gets you. Okay. There is 2 different motors on this. We do have an all-wheel drive system. You cannot change that. You can't put it in 2-wheel drive. It's an all-wheel drive all the time system. I mean, I don't mind that. It doesn't bug me none. I feel like they should have put a 2-wheel drive version of this. Therefore, you can use a little bit more battery, not all 4 wheels going at the same time.
Right.
Other than that, I mean, it's really quite comfortable in here. Everything's really close. The everything's very close to me, which I like. And with the 360 cameras, there we go. Do you see this? Look at the 360 cameras.
We can see your feet.
See your feet. I like the 360 cameras. That is pretty nice. And the good part about this is, you know how normal some trucks, when you come to a stop sign or a stoplight, it completely shuts them off, and then when you go, it restarts it up. You don't have to worry about that.
Yes.
It's just continuously on.
Yep.
Now, I will say this, everything seems like a normal truck in here. There's nothing that gives me indication that I'm in an electric vehicle, which is great. I feel like well, that's what Tesla kind of did wrong on certain aspects. Their interiors are so evolutionary that they just give you one screen to work off of. This feels like a truck. I feel like I get into an F-150 V8 6-cylinder. It does not matter. I feel like I'm in a normal truck. I'm not in anything so futuristic that I can't recognize it. And that's really appreciative about this. I'm glad they did that.
Yes.
Lots of good storage here. Nothing's hidden. Everything's open. Nice, good storage. Even storage right here. It's just very, very, very usable. Seats, very simple on this. Obviously, this is just the XLT. The higher the trim, the more exclusive and more extravagant you get. But honestly, even with an XLT, this is pretty well loaded. This has actually got quite a bit of good options. And as a contractor who's gonna be taking this and beating it up and driving the hell out of it, it's everything you need. Anything more, you're just looking at luxury at that point. I'm happy with it. I really am happy with it. I haven't even started driving it yet, and I'm very, very, very pleased with it. Now, right off the bat, just get a good experience on it. The ride is extraordinarily quiet. I'm actually blown away how quiet this ride really is. Now, the weird part is there's no response on anything. It's so quiet. It's a normal gasoline car kind of has like a soul. It gives you a response. It gives you a bit of, sometimes when you hit the throttle, it's not always gonna give you that instant response. It's not gonna do everything you're asking it to do all the time, just right on the dot. And this does. And it's a very weird feeling knowing that whatever you tell it to do, even if it's bonkers, it's going to do it.
That throttle response,
dude, it is
wicked.
It threw me back. I was not knowing. Sorry for that pause, y'all. We were waiting for our camera guy to tell us to go, and I just wanted to give the anticipation of ready for this thing to go, and we were doing 50, and we just blew up to 90 just like that. It did drop my range pretty hard though. I mean, we dropped 2 miles just doing that little takeoff right there. There's no squealing of the tires. There's no nothing. It just goes. And it's completely different than what I'm expecting. I'm expecting it, you know, the downshift, go. And it does not do that. It's one solid gear and it's just go. And it's very, very, very impressive. There's just a certain aura this thing gives off. Have you ever gotten into like an old muscle car and the aura it gives you, you're just like, man, this thing has seen some stuff. I don't know, it feels pretty good.
Yeah,
it feels extremely good. Like, I've got a smile on my face, and when I'm up, I guess what I'm smiling about is just the fact that it's just that good. The only bummer part about it is it only has 230 mile range on a full charge.
Yeah.
And this is just, this doesn't even have the extension. The extension has not even 100 miles on it. It's a little less than 100 miles, which is pretty upsetting, you know, honestly, that it's not that much. You would think that with how big this truck is and how much it really weighs, it would be more. But I feel like even though this is the beginning of where the electric cars are, this is actually a pretty good standpoint. There's roughly 15 to 16,000 Ford chargers out there that when you're wandering the world, you'll run into.
Yes.
Okay.
And
now
there is a map on here now.
Okay.
That you can type in, you know, charging stations or whatever, and it'll bring up all charging stations near you. And it'll, if you're going on like some 400-mile drive, it's going to take you in a route that you can hit a charging station. That way you're not bone dry empty by the time you get there.
I was actually doing some research on these, and let's say you put 6,000 pounds on this truck. The biggest malfunction with one of these is the fact that it only goes maybe less than 100 miles. If you're lucky.
I haven't heard that one, but that makes sense in my head.
And the crazy part is the truck will tell you how much weight it's pulling. It's got a lot of information when it comes down to towing,
absolutely.
Which is really remarkable. So it'll tell you if you're overdoing it or not. Now, what I think the remarkable part is, you know, even if you're not towing, this is still very manageable. I mean, if you're doing a contractor work where you're going to house to house to house, or the building so often, it's kind of nice to know that your fuel budget has been completely increased.
Absolutely. Because
you're not using it up all the time. I mean, right now we're what? Well, Oklahoma, we're just under $4 a gallon, depending on where you are. We're in an age where this is now really good.
Yes.
Which
it's revolutionary.
I'm having a hard time giving words to this. I really am, because it gives you a different feeling. I'm actually very pleased with it. I got a truck. It feels like a truck. It drives like a truck. And the only thing that indicates me that it's not is the fact that, one, I put my foot down and I'm going light speed on this thing. Literally, you'll see everything blur as it goes by. It's crazy fast. 750, 775 foot-pounds of torque, just even on the low-range one, which blows my mind. I mean, it's not like a normal gas engine where it has to do that steadily increase in, you know, RPMs, more RPMs, more power. No, this thing is just boom, there, right on the spot. There,
and there's no shifting.
No shifting.
It's just straight back in your seat.
Straight gone. And I like this, but would I ever buy one? No. And I hate to be that guy. The reason why I would never buy one is because it's not practical yet.
Yes.
And when I
fuel efficiency.
Exactly. When it comes down to fuel efficiency, is it practical? Absolutely. But when it comes down to everyday practicality, I rent in my house. It's not the fact that I want to spend $2,000 on a rental so I can, you know, use a $60,000 truck.
Right.
It makes no sense to me.
No, absolutely.
On that sense. Now, let's say I own my own home. This would even still be even a hard one for me to take home. It's not the fact that I got to go home, plug it in, and go on with that. My biggest beef with this is the fact that it's not like where you can go get gas. Takes you 5-10 minutes, go get some snacks or whatever, and then come back, and you're perfectly full of gas, and you can do another 500-600 miles.
Right.
This is not that.
Like, again, I would love to say thank you to Seth Wadley Ford for allowing us to do this. I know these vehicles anymore are not cheap, and we just appreciate it. We really do. And I want to thank JP for even assisting me through this whole thing. There had to be chaperone on this one, unfortunately, because, well, I kind of understand after driving that beast. But other than that, I appreciate you, JP.
Absolutely.
This guy, he's the one to come see us, Seth Wadley. He's the one to come see.
Perfect. Yes, you can reach me at Seth Wadley Ford. Just call, ask for me. If you forget my name's JP. Hiller, nice to meet you again. If you forget that, just ask for the guy with the mustache. That's it. I do have a TikTok description. Click this button for more videos. Click this one down here.
Thank you, JP. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, man.